Okay, I want to quickly talk today about weeds. Okay, I read a lot of books and I've read a lot of forums and go on different blogs about different limiting factors of what stops you growing more, and a lot of it's drought, water, and temperature. But here, I think one of my main limiting factors is weeds. Every time I put about weeds, and you have some nettles in the background, people go, "Oh, nettles are beneficial." It drives me mad. They are to a certain extent, but when you've got, I mean, look at this. This is in my orchard. This is some land that I had to kind of move about, put some pipes in, and look at you can see the area of nettles there. There is no way that is beneficial for me growing stuff. Yeah, you can make compost tea. How much compost tea do I want? Don't want that much, that's for sure. And it spreads. You know, the roots are in the top. They go, oh, it's a nitrogen-rich soil. Maybe so, but the nettles are using it. So it really kind of bugs me that I've got this weed problem. I'm not very mechanical here. My old man comes over sometimes and does some topping, and so does my neighbour as well. But I need to find some ways of stopping these nettles encroaching everywhere. So I think next year I'm going to invest in quite a bit more black plastic. I'm going to put that down around the perimeter when it's in the winter and stop it coming up altogether. And then down here in the orchard, you can see they are nearly kind of up to my neck. And these were cut down a few months ago, or less than that even. But you can see I've got the gaps between the trees. We wade through these nettles. So I'm thinking of doing, there's a video called the Permaculture Orchard, so I might try and do this method here. Putting 2 strips of 4-foot black plastic as a line down here, leaving grass in the middle that my chickens, my pasture pens can kind of move up and down between, use the grass. And then in here I've sown some seeds for some Siberian pea trees and some other nitrogen fixers. So hoping to get those in between, and maybe some fruit bushes. So actually increasing my density down in the orchard, but making it far more manageable, and not having the weeds to contend with all the time. Because they are doing my head in, to be fair. And the same goes for the perimeter of the veg garden. I have put in the line of comfrey. I'll show you that now. And that is establishing. Then I've got nettles either side of it. I should have done it wider than 4 foot, I think, in hindsight. So you can see here, yeah, I've got lots of comfrey establishing down the middle. I've got nettles and grass coming in from either side. So it's either that, or I find a way of grazing it better. I can't let the sheep into this field. But maybe something with chickens or with ducks or geese or something like that. A way of managing it where I'm not actually having to do strimming and that kind of stuff, because that's not what I want to do. And then this patch here, which is going to be my market garden next year, I'm going to cultivate over now to try and get rid of some of the weeds that are in, but also to establish some rye and some vetch to put some nitrogen back into the soil. So I'm hoping that's going to work, and it's going to give me a chance to get rid of some of the perennial weeds before I start gardening there properly. Because even in my established veg garden this year, I've been using a lot more black plastic and growing through that, and that has worked wonders. It takes, I mean, these are only small 10-foot beds, so 3 meters. And I'm probably going to do triple the size out there. But you can see, I mean, look at these leeks. There's no weeds in there. Obviously the squash has gone mental. There's no weeds in there. Sowed these 2 foot apart. It's far too close, so it looks so small. They look so small when you first put them in, but just forget how big they get. Again, celeriac, since I put them in, I've not touched them. No weeds in there. But then direct sown crops. Also got carrots here. It's quite weedy, not as weedy as an established bed of carrots. And then also I need to learn to crop out better. So I've got there's a few beetroots left here. It's not worth leaving in to let these weeds kind of go to like this. So ideally I want to get the rest of those beetroots out, chuck them in the fridge, preserve them or something, even compost them, rather than letting the bed get weedy and kind of letting perennial weeds establish themselves. So this is my plan. Next year I'm going to make real efforts to try and reduce my weed pressure and try and get on top of it, especially down this area. So this is my fruit garden, or soft fruit garden, and kind of ashamed to show you almost. You can see the weed pressure behind me. It's all nettles. I mean, we did get on top of it for a little while. I got a strimmer in here, chopped them down. We could get to some of the fruit bushes. I picked some black currants, a few gooseberries, but it wasn't the harvest it should have been. And I'm thinking that it might be better off actually sowing another fruit garden. I've got plenty of cuttings I've taken this year. Put another fruit garden down there, again growing it maybe through plastic or with a heavy wood chip mulch, and then just covering this over, letting these weeds die down, and then putting this back into kind of vegetable production rather than fruit with a higher rotation. I mean, this here was really weedy last year, these bottom 10 beds, and they've just been the most productive area ever. They just had trees in last year, loads of buttercups, loads of nettles. So it was really nice to kind of get this area back into production. I mean, you look at this bed of cut flowers here, they've been absolutely superb. But yeah, it's going to take some effort. It's going to take a bit of, I think I'm going to have to go backwards a little bit, especially with the fruit, before I can go forwards. But those are my plans for now anyway. Okay, if you've liked this video, please click the thumbs up, press subscribe, pop over to the blog, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and yeah, look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching. Go.
This is a giant dandelion. This is about 6 foot tall.
Hold it up straight then. Whoa.